Hello again, everybody. I'm Snapper Lancaster, welcoming you to another edition of the Central Alabama High School Sports Show. Well, it's still championship night on the Central Alabama High School Sports Show. We're going to be recognizing two more state champions tonight. We talked about it last week. We've had 5 basketball championships come back home to the Birmingham area, or never left Birmingham, as the old saying goes. And the teams that we're recognizing tonight is going to be a 3A men's team that won a championship and a 6A girls team that won a championship. And so we'll look forward to visiting with the coaches and the young athletes in just a few moments. And of course, as we get through recognizing these championship teams, we will get into our regular spring activity where we recognize high school coaches and athletes from all the spring sports in high school athletics. Once again, we'd like to tell you, always remember, frequent our sponsors when you get a chance to, because they're the reason that we can stay on the air. Like I said, we really look forward to visiting with our young coaches and with our young athletes, because championships is what it's all about. The kids go out there and they play their heart out, practice and all this, and all it is for that opportunity to win that championship trophy. And like we said, in high school basketball, we had 5 of them from here in the Birmingham area this season win. We've recognized a couple, 2 more tonight, and then we'll slowly but surely work our way back into our spring sports. So don't you go away. We're going to take a quick break. Our first guest of the evening. We'll be right back.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Now, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors, a company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. Where at Huffman Electrical Contractors, a satisfied customer is always their #1 objective.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
And folks, welcome back. And as we talked about, this once again is one of our championship shows where we're going to be recognizing 2 championship coaches and some of their athletes. And in our first segment here, we're very happy to have Coach Barber from the Midfield Patriots, 3A state championships. And Darryl, I tell you what, those championships, they never get old, do they?
Not at all, man. I tell you, it's wonderful.
But before we get to talking about your season and the championship, you have just come off coaching the Alabama All-Stars, or were you the head coach?
Yes, sir. I was nominated the head coach.
And the boys and girls that play each other at Alabama, Mississippi. And the only good thing, of course, not many people know this, I'm from Mississippi, so I can't be too unhappy that they won, but I'm sad that we didn't win.
Exactly.
But talk about that experience. It's got to be, you got to enjoy that, getting to work with a talented group of young athletes like that.
Most definitely. It was a great honor, first of all, to be named head coach of the Alabama game. And as I stated before, I was assistant coach in 2014, where we had the pleasure of going over to Mississippi and we won. But once I got the call, man, I was very ecstatic because I worked very hard and, just trying to put Midfield on the map, put myself on the map, man. And the High School Association, they do a great job with that week. Treated like kings, man. It was wonderful for the kids. And just coaching those guys and being around those talents, it was an honor for me, as well as having one of my own in the game.
Well, I tell you what, leading up to that and talking about one of your own, of course, that was a great experience, but it can't top the experience you and your team just come off of. And as a matter of fact, Midfield won their, third championship in the last five?
We've been 5 times in my 8 years, and we've won 3 out of the last 5 appearances.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, that's. I know I read a quote something in the paper where it talked about that you had one of the best kept secrets in the state of Alabama, and that was the talent there at Midfield High School. And like I told you, I have a relationship there. I grew up in Midfield. My daughter went to Midfield High School, but she's old enough to be, she's just older, let's put it this way. But going into this season, what did you expect? Did you have the talent to put together the kind of year you did?
Honestly, we knew we had a talented team. How talented, it was unseen. You know, we had a lot of guys returning. We had a wonderful summer. A lot of the guys really improved their game from last year. And I'm a humble type coach, hard-nosed type coach, and you know, the expectation was high, but we knew we had a nice group, and we said all along, just a couple of things we needed to get right, and we knew the sky was the limit, and we overachieved, actually.
Well, now, what was your team's final record?
We were 28-6.
Okay. Yeah. Now, you look at that, and 6 losses for a championship team. It's not a lot, but sometimes it's more than you think you'd see from one. Now, having said that, there was a reason for me saying that. Usually when you end up with a championship, you don't have many valleys. You have a whole lot more peaks than valleys. But then sometimes, and this is what every coach hopes, I know, that as the season grows along and you get nearer to playoff time, your team peaks, plays the best basketball at the most important time.
Right, and it's ironic that you say that because this team was the opposite. We normally come out the gate slow. We wound up coming out the gate, I think we started out 8-1. We won like 8 in a row. So we were on to something, but I was a little nervous because usually we start out slow because of football, and the guys were very confident, you know, not overconfident, but they knew that they had something as well. And those losses, just let me say this, we lost over in Atlanta to one of the top-ranked teams, and we lost a couple 7A and 6As that we actually came back and beat. So actually, I can say now that they were good losses and they helped us along the way, but we kind of peaked early and it was a little scary.
Yeah, but here's the thing about it too, and you brought out a good point, and I talk with coaches about it all the time. There is such things on your schedule as good losses.
Exactly.
You can lose to a good team and still grow.
Right.
And but having said that, the main thing, and I believe you'd agree 100% with this, is the end of the season, when you get to those games, those area games that determine whether you're going to make it or not, what position you're going to be in, that's when you need to be playing your best basketball, right?
Yes, sir.
So is that sort of the way it went? There was a loss or two that could probably easily been a win or a loss to some good talent that you grew from?
Right. Most definitely. I can name one early on that helped us was the Gaston City loss. We were coming back from Atlanta, and we were on a high. We lost by 2. We came back and beat them at the end of the season by about 20. And ironically, Sumter Central came into Midfield ranked number 2 in 5A, and we beat them by 20. But we had to play them the last game of the season, and we had the injury bug, a little short-handed, which is not an excuse. And we actually lost that game by 2 or 3 points going into the playoffs. So it may sound crazy, but I think that helped kind of woke us up because we were thinking like on a 10-11 game winning streak.
Yeah, and a lot of times you almost, and this may be the wrong way to put it, but the guys could tell me more than you, take it for granted you're going to win because you played so well.
Right.
But you slip up, it better be a positive slip up, or sometimes
we saw some things in that game.
You don't recover from it. Now, having talked about the success of this team and the other teams that you have had, and talk about what's coming back next year, I know you've got some pretty good talent coming back.
Yeah, most definitely.
And if I'm not mistaken, and I should pick up my notes, but I'm going to try to do it from just remembering, your point guard, freshman, and played as a
eighth grader. Started last year, yes, sir.
Now, see, that doesn't happen much.
Right.
So, I mean, that's just an outstanding athlete that comes along maybe once or twice in your career, you know, to be that good. But talking about he is grown youth is the term I'll use, and I'm talking about in his basketball ability. Are you going to have a good group coming back to be the nucleus of another team?
Yes, that's a good question. We started 3 underclassmen. We started the freshman Cameron Woods, a sophomore 6'6", Anthony Brown, as well as a swingman, a junior, Keenan Isaac. So those 3 guys will be coming back, kind of like last year's team. We had 3 guys in the starting lineup. We lose 2 key seniors and another senior that came off the bench, but we got some young guys coming up in the program. I think we'll be fine. We should contend again.
Well, I tell you what, evidently and you can tell me a whole lot better than me guessing, is it your style or is it your talent that you have in there that is producing these championships, or in a perfect world it'd be a combination of the two?
I think it is, but we like to use the term regenerative leadership, and we have a couple guys that's in the 7th and 8th grade that we move up to the junior varsity. We have some talented players there, but all year long we're working in the gym and we're developing our skills, so it's a mixture of everything that helps us out a lot.
Well, I tell you what, that's good news for you.
Yeah.
Bad news for your opponents next year, but we always want it to be bad news for them. But Darryl, I tell you what, it's a pleasure to see someone, young gentleman such as yourself, that's got a lot of good years ahead of you.
I appreciate that.
Putting together the program, and you're just leaving your stamp a little bit in high school basketball here in the Birmingham, Jefferson County area. So once again, congratulations, another state title.
Thank you, thank you.
And if nothing happens, it's almost getting to the point to where, and I don't mean this in an ugly way, but if I were you, I would begin to expect it a little bit. If I've got the talent, and then if everybody does what they're supposed to do. And it seems like the kids there at Midfield have bought into your system, and you've had the athletes to work it the way you want to, and that's a pretty good combination.
You're right. Right.
Congratulations on another championship. All the best of luck to you next year.
Thank you.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break, folks. We'll come back. 4 young athletes that made a big impact on this year's championship Midfield Patriots team. We'll be right back. The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors, a company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. Where at Huffman Electrical Contractors, a satisfied customer is always their #1 objective.
At Andrews Sports Medicine, we partner with our patients, trying to help them overcome the obstacles that keep them from achieving their goals.
This practice aggressively pursues victory over injury, over pain, over limitation, over anything that's going to keep you from being the best you can be.
It starts with our non-surgical physicians who are trained in sports medicine and orthopedic injuries. We have specialists in sports medicine with shoulders, elbows, and knees. We have hip specialists that do only hip surgery, including arthroscopy, minimally invasive resurfacing, and total hip replacement if needed. We have joint replacement surgeons. We have spine surgeons. We have surgeons that specialize in foot and ankle surgery and in hand surgery. So just about all the specialties of orthopedics are covered at Andrews Sports Medicine.
What makes the great surgeons great is their volume of experience at making decisions, whether that's intraoperative decisions, post-operative decisions, pre-operative decisions, the decision to operate on somebody or not operate on them. And so our volume here breeds good decision making that gives us an edge in terms of making decisions for our patients, which ultimately is a lot of times the difference between success and failure. The teams, the players, the parents have confidence in us because they know we're going to communicate with them, we're going to create a plan unique to that athlete or that person, and we're going to get them back to their thing and as quickly and as safely as we can.
At Andrews Sports Medicine, our mission is to partner with our patients and to help them succeed and achieve victory. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a grandparent with a shoulder problem, or a professional athlete, you get the same care, the same high-level technology, the same aggressiveness that we would in a professional athlete, and we treat everyone the same way. None of us like to lose. We're all very competitive, and we're not going to lose against their illness or their injury.
Have you had that Mexican food fix yet? If you haven't, then Speedy's is the place to go. Located in Hueytown, 1 block off Warrior River Road on Forest Road, you can call in your order or go through the drive-thru or dine in as our family and friends do on a regular basis. For everything from nachos to enchiladas to taco salads, you can't beat the taste of Speedy's Mexican food. Remember, that's the original Speedy's is back and better than ever. To phone in the order or for more information, the number to call is 744-4659. That's Speedy's Mexican Foods.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Now, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And folks, welcome back. And as you can tell, I got 4 strapping young athletes here and championship athletes. There's a big difference. And sitting close to me, Shai Cunningham, senior guard. And then next to him, Kalen Williams, senior forward. Keenan Isaac, a junior guard. And then finally the baby, Cam Woods, a freshman, and you the point guard. Guys, first of all, congratulations on another great season. Now, the obvious question, and we'll start with you, Shai. Going into this season, did you think you and your teammates had what it took to put another championship up? 3 and 5 years for the school is pretty good.
I always thought we did, and our players did. But, you know, Coach Ed humbled us. He always said, y'all ain't that good as y'all think y'all, but we always knew we was.
Hey, let me tell you something, guys. Now, this is just me and you talking. Don't let the coach think anything about it. It ain't cocky if you can go out and do it, okay? But the only thing bad about cocky is sometimes we get overconfident. Now, that's the one you don't want to do. But it sounds like if y'all got overconfident, any coach took care of that, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
But whatever it was, the formula was good. Now, Kalen, being a senior, one of the most important things about a basketball team is team chemistry. The reason being, if the chemistry between you guys is good, you'll not only be better individually, you'll be better as a team. But if the chemistry's bad, it can destroy a team. Sounds like to me you guys have it together, but tell me about that team chemistry and how you guys get along, because you got to get along great to play as well as you do.
Well, this year, I've been playing for Coach Barber for, I've been on varsity the past 3 years, but this is the most together team I've been on, because usually it's been cliques, but this year everybody was able to be around each other and function together.
Well, it sounds like from what you're saying, y'all spend a lot of time off the court with one another, just like you do on the court. And that helps with team chemistry sometimes. Keenan, being a guard too, when you look at that schedule, is there any team that you look down there and you think, boy, I can't wait to play them? Or do you have a rivalry? Who would be the biggest rivalry from Midfield?
For me, it would be Fairfield and Parker.
Oh, yeah. And going into this season, what was your goals for not only yourself, but the team goal had to be to try to win another championship. Yes, but in order to do that, what was your goal for you this year?
For me, just play my best game, do as much for the team as I can, and try to lead as best as I could.
So I didn't get around to talking to the coach about this, but the style of basketball that he wants you to play, is it one that you really enjoy and you're glad you're in that system?
Yes, sir. I love the up-tempo game, the running. I love it. That's what we made our name for, and that's what we have success in.
Running and gunning.
Yes, sir.
Well, there ain't nothing wrong with it. You got to play a little defense along the way,
yes,
too, right? And then finally, Cam Woods, 9th grader point guard. Now, Cam, point guard means a lot of things, but one thing it means is you got to be a pretty mature young man to handle that position, and evidently you are, because if I'm not mistaken, Coach said you started as an 8th grader on varsity last year. Do you relish that position, knowing that, hey, I may be a 9th grader, but I know what's got to be done, how to do it? Talk about your game and how you embrace that position.
My teammates really helped me because they push me, and they really don't care that I'm a 9th grader. They just look at me as a regular person, like I'm in their grade. So that motivated me to do what I can do.
Well, you know, I have seen a little articles about you guys and what y'all talk about feeling that way with you being a bona fide star, but play your position very well, and there's no jealousy there. Because if there was, then that unity and that we're talking about that you've got to have wouldn't be there. Now, us being athletes, I played a little basketball in my day, but it was generations ago, okay? But let me tell you this. I always find it interesting, like all you guys have got to have either college stars or pro stars you look up to and say, gosh, that's the way I want to play one day. Who would that be for you, Shai?
AI and LeBron.
Who?
AI and LeBron.
Oh my goodness. No, you know you're going to, but if you play just that much like that, you're going to be a star. You're headed there. You know that, don't you?
Yes, sir.
But that's good. Yeah, I can understand that. Kalen, how about you? Who would that be?
I look up to Anthony Davis. I like the way he plays. And I like to try to make myself more versatile, like how his game is.
Yeah, I think any athlete wants to be the best he can be, and it's not in just one part of his game. You want to be a real well-rounded player. Keenan, who would it be for you?
I like Russell Westbrook.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my goodness. You got another year. Well, if you peak next year, I'll have to come see y'all play. I mean, but I've heard and saw some of y'all down at the Civic Center, but what a fantastic team you got. Cam, you're almost too young to ask this question, but who is it that you would want to pattern your game after?
Kyrie Irving.
Really? Well, it's got to be somebody. Tyree's good enough. All right, guys. We are athletes. We're a superstitious bunch, right? First of all, I want to know if you have any superstitions. Like sometimes guys will not change clothes if they are winning. They don't wear the same socks and this, that, and other. We got all kind of things like that we do, superstitions. What would yours be, Shai?
I don't have one individually, but as a team, we say we lose in a jersey when we want to play in it as much as we do in another jersey.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Well, you don't have to worry about that much. Y'all don't lose that much. But boy, that jersey that you played in, you don't want to see it no more till you get hot again, right? How about you, Caitlin?
Same as what he said. I don't have any individual, but yeah.
Really?
Team had the same one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean that's a good thing too. In other words, there's nothing that you feel like you got to do or that bothers you. You're just going to go out and be the same every week in and week out, right? How about you, Keenan?
No.
You're not superstitious either. You just go out and play, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Cam, you've done everything else. You got to be superstitious about something.
On certain games, I label socks. Like I score 20 points on socks. Like, I label that as my 20-piece sock.
Well, I tell you what, the socks are the key for you, right? All right. Well, guys, if you could play down the road, and two of you being seniors, when you go off to school. Shai, first of all, where do you hope to go?
I hope to go to Austin P as of right now, but as of now, I'm undecided.
Okay, but when you get to school, what kind of subjects you want to take? If you can't make it in an NBA, what would you like to be able to do one day?
I'd like to be a therapist or a trainer.
Really? Okay, you want to stay sports-oriented, right?
Yes,
You ever thought about coaching?
Not as much. I just rather like help develop.
Well, let me tell you something. A lot of these coaches that sit down and talk with me, very few of them started out, there's going to be coaches. But it ended up that way. I don't know what happens along the way. How about you, Kaylin? Where do you hope to go?
I'll be attending Huntington College.
Oh, okay. What kind of subjects will you take?
I hope to major in pre-law or communications.
Oh, really? Okay. Be a lawman, huh? Or a lawyer? That'd be great. And Keenan, you ain't got to worry about that for a year or two, but if you could go anywhere you wanted to go to college, where would it be?
Basketball, I have to say Kentucky.
Really?
Yeah.
Now you got to take basketball in studies. Yeah. So let's say you didn't make it in basketball. What?
Physical therapy or sports medicine.
Okay, something just that keeps you in the sport life. Gosh, Cam, you ain't got a clue what you want to do yet. You got still too much stuff to do on the basketball floor, okay? But down the road, has it ever popped in your mind what you might like to do one day?
I like be an engineer, like
An engineer or something like that? Yeah, well, okay. Well, like you said, you got 3 years to change your mind and go and become a coach or something like that. But guys, first of all, I want to congratulate you on another state championship. One last question I enjoy asking all the young athletes I see. Now, Shai, to this point in your life, who's been the most inspirational person or persons?
Coach Barber and Coach Jones.
Good. Kalen, how about you?
Well, my parents, but Coach Bob has been inspirational as well.
Well, I tell you what, the coaches do two things, and I tell people about it all the time. They not only prepare you for the sport that you play, they help prepare you for life after high school, don't they? Keenan, how about you?
My dad and Coach Barber.
Good for you. Cam?
my family and Coach Barber.
Well, good. Well, I tell you what, guys, 2 of us are leaving. 2 of you I expect to see back here again next year, okay? But for this year, once again, congratulations on the state championship. You 2 guys going off to school, good luck, and whatever endeavors lie for you down the road, okay? Mm-hmm. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, another championship coach, 4 championship players. Don't go away. The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors. A company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. Where at Huffman Electrical Contractors, a satisfied customer is always their #1 objective.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm. Saved $760. Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Alan Gurdeau in Trussville today.
And folks, welcome back. And in this segment, we're visiting with another championship coach, but it's assistant coach. It's one of those situations where it doesn't happen often. A head coach wins a championship and then gets a better offer, I guess, for the lack of a better way to put it. But Coach Mark McCaleb, good to see you.
Thank you.
And I know you were an assistant for Coach Tubbs, but tell me a little bit about your background, because I had forgotten many years ago you were on the show early in my career as a head coach back then.
Yeah, I was the head coach at Minor High School for quite a number of years, and then went to Birmingham Southern and coached there for a while, and ended up going back to Minor and retired, and for the last 5 years I've worked part-time at Homewood in varying roles.
Well, I tell you what, we were talking about the basketball role in particular, that you've been involved with the program and were familiar, and so I guess, do you know whether next year, I think that you said that you probably wouldn't be the head coach, that you have your situation there with what, AA, didn't you say AAU?
Well, there'll be a coach named really soon, and that will come in and coach the team next year. So they'll have their 3rd head coach in 3 years, but they'll be fine. It'll be somebody really good. Our superintendent, Dr. Bill Cleveland, he'll make sure that that we get somebody good, and I think that'll be announced real
Well,
soon.
and you have been around the program, so I mean, there's the familiarity with the girls. And did you have a part as a bench coach during the season, or?
Yes, I've worked with a lot of the girls since they were in the 7th grade. I go between the middle school and the high school. So the last 3 years I've practiced with the girls every day, and then gone over to the middle school and worked with their boys and girls there.
And if I'm not mistaken, this group, this is their, what, second championship in 3 years?
Second championship. I think as I watched the TV games, they would go on and on about, well, she's only a freshman. Well, it never really resonated in the community that these girls won a state championship with 4 freshmen and 1 sophomore. Right. Nobody in the starting 5 even had a driver's license. And so there's a tremendous amount of pressure on these girls. Last year we had a horrific injury to one of our better players in the state championship game. She tore her ACL. This year she's back, got healthy towards the end of the year, and the girls made another great run. But a lot of pressure on you. Think about, you're 16 years old and you go up to the free throw line for 2 free throws, and 10,000 people are watching and several more watching on TV at home, and you've got to go up there and make 2 free throws to win the game, or you know, that's a lot of pressure on a young person.
Well, I know you being around the program, it's got to be very satisfying to see what these young ladies have been able to do, the adversity that you overcome sometimes, and a lot of times that sort of demonstrates what kind of person, team you're going to end up being. It's how you handle that adversity sometimes.
Absolutely, and it's great life lessons.
Right.
It's, all these girls, we have 8, 9 girls that would start at any other program. We get great looks in practice as we prepare for other teams, because the players our starters are going up against are just as good as the starters in most of the teams that we play. And that's invaluable to our team, that we're that deep and we can get those kind of looks in practice.
Absolutely, and what you're telling me, in a way, that this team coming back is you're expecting a lot out of it.
Absolutely.
You don't want to go out and just come right out and say, we expect you to win the championship. No, what you do is expect them to play the best they can be, and all this other will take care of itself, right?
Exactly.
Well, what is your, I know the one question I wanted to ask you, back in the early part of your career, coaching the guys and then ending up coaching girls. What's the biggest difference between the guys and girls when it comes to basketball? For the simple reason, here's why I'm asking, you tell me if I'm right or wrong, that the basics, the simple part, or the necessity part, free throw shooting, rebounding, and passing, that the girls seem to put more emphasis on executing that, where the guys, to a degree, more athletic because they're bigger, faster, stronger. And that's the only athletic part advantage I'm talking about that they have. Sometimes the guys want to be the highlight reel type thing, where the girls want to do the basic things really well and play what I would call a normal basketball type game better than the guys in some degrees.
Right. It's more of an execution game. It's played a little closer to the floor. There's less athletic, maybe, type plays, but it still comes down to trying to get easy baskets, however you can get them, whether it be at the free throw line, fast breaks, getting back, not letting the other team get easy baskets, taking pride in your defense and in your effort, and just in having the discipline to take good shots. And so in those ways, it's the same. Girls are a little more emotional at times than boys are, but it's really the same game with the same goals and the same principles, just played a little closer to the floor.
But I tell you what, and I guess you would agree with this too, over the years we have seen the physical challenge, the girls take it a lot more seriously than they used to, for the simple reason they have scholarships they can earn as well. So that's got to be important for them too.
And the girls actually, the Division I schools have 15 scholarships for the girls, and where the guys only have 12. So there's a lot of opportunities out there for girls now in college basketball.
So as the old saying goes, you say you look at your roster coming back for next year, and whomever that coach is, he's going to have one that you know it should be a contending team, if not a championship team.
And that will put pressure on that coach.
Oh, yeah.
So because the expectations will be high in the community, it will be high. The girls will have high expectations for themselves. There'll be high expectations placed on that coach. So it's not an easy situation to walk into.
But the thing about it is, like you said, the pressure is higher, but the rewards are just as high. So,
That's right.
and you've been in the profession all these years, you understand that when a coach comes in to a school where it is, they have a winning tradition, you sort of expect, well, if I come here, they're supposed to keep winning. I'm supposed to be good enough to take that talent, mold it the way I want to, but still the end result being a championship caliber team.
That's right, and the coach will have to adjust some, the girls will have to adjust some, the assistant coaches will have to adjust some. So it's just kind of a life of metaphor. You know, there's always change. We always have to adapt to change. So I just see so many life lessons these girls will learn from athletics. I talked to a girl who went to the line and had to make those shots late in the game. I said, you'll never have a job that will have any more pressure than that did.
Well, as the old saying goes, it never gets old and it never changes. People are in sports to win games, and there's winners and losers, and it's how you navigate that challenge. But Coach, awfully good to see you again. It's been a long time, and it's nice to find out that you're associated with Homewood there, doing the things that you do. And so you've got to be tickled to death with these girls and what they're doing there.
Really proud for them.
But good luck to you in the future as well.
Thank you for what you do.
We're going to take a quick break. We come back, two young ladies very instrumental in the title run that Homewood made this year. We'll be right back.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors. A company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. Where at Huffman Electrical Contractors, a satisfied customer is always their number one objective. Have you had that Mexican food fix yet? If you haven't, then Speedy's is the place to go. Located in Hueytown, 1 block off Warrior River Road on Forest Road, you can call in your order or go through the drive-thru or dine in as our family and friends do on a regular basis. For everything from nachos to enchiladas to taco salads, you can't beat the taste of Speedy's Mexican food. Remember, that's the original Speedy's is back and better than ever. To phone in the order or for more information, the number to call is 744-4659. That's Speedy's Mexican Foods. Folks, I want to tell you about, once again, a new sponsor that we have on our program, and we're awfully glad. We've been affiliated with them on and off, and we've got them back on with us, and we're talking about Andrews Sports Medicine. They're the world-renowned sports medicine physicians and orthopedic surgeons there at Andrews Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center. They bring decades of experience and dedicated research in their respective fields. They are highly trained orthopedic specialists providing the most advanced sports medicine available in the United States. This group is well known for being the official sports medicine providers for the Alabama Crimson Tide, Auburn Tigers, Jacksonville State Gamecocks, Sanford Bulldogs, and dozens of high school programs in the central Alabama area. However, they are also available to provide folks such as us, you and me, who have an athletic mindset, the experts that is, but also the real experts at Andrews Sports Medicine aggressively pursue victory over every injury. Go to andrewsportsmedicine.com to start making your comeback today. Folks, welcome back. As you can tell, I got two very beautiful young women up here who happen to be awfully good basketball players. How do I know that? Big part of the reason Homewood's Lady Patriots are 6A state champs, second time in 3 years though. And it could have almost been 3 in a row, couldn't it? And of course, we're talking with Hannah Barber, junior guard, and Shelby Hardy, a senior power forward. Now, Hannah, going into this year, I know you expected great things out of yourself and great things out of your team, but did you feel like that y'all had what it took, the talent, the maturity coming back to really challenge for another championship run?
Yeah, I think we did for sure. I think just being juniors this year and being played together for 3 years, I think we were really prepared for this. Being on the stage twice, actually playing in a state championship game, just kind of knowing what it's like now. So I feel like we definitely all thought that we would make it back if we just worked hard and did what we had to do. And I think we're proud of what we were able to accomplish. So.
Well, now, I'm sure you are. Shelby, a very important part of a team is team chemistry. Now, Coach made a point just a moment ago, and it's not a negative point, but a valid point, that you girls are maybe a little more emotional than guys. Now, having said that's normal. Having said that, team chemistry is one of the most important aspects of how good a team is or is not, because as the old saying goes, if there are no cat fights, don't mean that in an ugly way, you know what I'm trying to say. But if there's good team chemistry, one, you're a better individual player, and two, you become better as a team. Shelby, from your point of view, talk about the team chemistry that this team had and the goals that you had set for you and your teammates.
Well, I think the chemistry was good at first. We got into like some trouble between us, but at the end we started like getting over it, and then we were motivated because we had a coaching change and all our players from last year came back healthy, you know. So I think like the team chemistry was a lot stronger.
Well, now I know Coach was saying something that I didn't realize, because when we talked, he never brought it up. Your dad's an assistant coach, assistant coach. How much pressure does that put any more pressure on you with your dad being a coach? Or do you think you have to do more because Daddy is?
It's bad. And it's not in a bad way, but there's so much that he expects out of me. So.
Yeah. So in other words, what we're trying to say, Dad, it's bad in a good way. Well, that's terrific. Now, Hannah, when you look at your schedule, are there teams or is there a rivalry there that you look forward to more than another when you see that team on the schedule? Who would it be?
I don't know if it would be one specific team. I think it would just be getting better each game. I think we're more focused on us than really the other team, but I feel like when it gets into the area matchups and into the playoffs for sure, those type of teams that we match up with in the area play, our area is pretty strong this year, so those are definitely.
And of course the area play is what determines where you're seated in playoffs and all that kind of thing. So it is important. So you want to peak at that time, right? Shelby, does it matter who you're playing, or
I don't think it matters at all.
Y'all don't have a natural rivalry with somebody? If it was, who would you say it would be?
Well, the Lakeshore rivalry is John Carroll, but
yeah. So they're on your schedule then?
We played them once. This past year. They were in our area a couple years, 2 years ago.
Yeah. Now I know that y'all used to have a pretty good rivalry with Vestavia as well, but then the classification changes affects that. All right, now girls, I know what you are and how you are on the basketball court. You're outstanding players, you're champions. Now, you got to have some downtime. You know, I mean, you can't be 24/7, 365 that basketball player. So what would you do? Do you have any hobbies, or is there something you enjoy doing to take the pressure off of playing? And we'll start with you, Hannah.
I would say one thing that I really like to do is kind of hard to do something other than basketball, but I would like to spend time with my family, my teammates, my friends, do some stuff with my like church youth group or something like that. But that's pretty much it. Just when I do have time to away from basketball, I just kind of like to relax and just enjoy my time.
What about you, Shelby?
I think Hannah named all of them, especially like community service, shopping, you know. I think
Now I was going to say something. I said, no, when I talk to girls, I am shocked when one of them doesn't say, oh, I love shopping.
I love shopping.
I do too. That's a good
Well,
one.
let me ask you this. Now athletes, which y'all are, we're a superstitious bunch. Now, I know about the guys and some of the superstitions we have. With that thought in mind, Hannah, do you have any kind of superstitions?
I would say one for sure is when we're at home games, we all, before we run out, we hit a certain spot above our door. We have a sign up there that says, "We is greater than me." So I feel like that was one of our logo or like our mottos a couple years ago. So we all kind of remember that before we go out on the court. So that's one of the things, kind of like a team thing that we would do. So.
I think it's funny, but 2 years ago when we won state, it snowed. And I was like, dang, I like put things together like it snowed, we won championship. And then this year it snowed, and then it was like, championship. So.
Does that mean that, Hannah, you need to look for snow next year?
Maybe.
You need to look for some snow.
Hopefully.
Well, now, of course, Shelby, you're going off to college after you graduate. Scholarship, or do you know where you're going?
I'm going to Hampton University on an athletic scholarship.
Okay. Now, what type of subject will you take there? What do you hope to do one day, maybe?
I plan to major in pharmacy.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, being a little high school basketball coach never entered your mind?
Hers.
Hers? So that's what you want to do, which means you probably want to be a teacher?
Actually, I'm not really sure. I would either, I kind of want to be a college coach maybe, and then kind of come back to high school after I'm done with that. So probably like right out of college, something that I would want to do is maybe be like a graduate assistant or something like that, and then work my way up and just kind of see how it all plays out. But coaching is something I definitely would want to do.
Well, good. Well, now listen, girls, whether you know it or realize it or not, you girls are role models for younger girls that might want to play basketball or another sport or whatever. So with that thought in mind, and maybe this has happened to you, Hannah, maybe you too, Shelby. If a young lady come up to you, or if they would come up to you, what would you tell them about how much basketball in particular has meant to you and why it would be important then to get involved in it if they ask?
Yeah, I think Coach McCaleb kind of touched on it a little bit. I think the most important part about it that we've grown to appreciate as we've gotten older is just how much it can relate to life. Just being disciplined on the court and working hard at things or just tools that you're going to need in the real world. So I feel like work ethic is probably the main thing that would come to mind when I think about what the game has given back to me. So I would definitely say work ethic is something that's really important that you can get from the game of basketball.
Okay, Shelby, what would you tell them?
I think it opened up like so many doors as far as opportunity-wise, job-wise. When somebody sees that you have like participated in a sport with a team, it shows that you can really work together with somebody.
You know what I tell athletes all the time, and this has to do with the relationship between you and your coaches. Coaches do two things. One, they prepare you for the sport that you play and play a big part in your life. And two, they also help prepare you for life after high school. And I guarantee you, listening to you two young ladies, that you can tell how appreciative you are for those efforts from those coaches. And even your dad, even though sometimes when Daddy gets on you, dads feel like they have a right to come down a little harder on you than maybe somebody else. Right. But it's only because they love you more, not because they dislike you. but those are valuable lessons. And girls, as we close out this interview, the one thing I would like to know from you to this point in your young lives, who's been the most inspirational person or persons?
I would say actually one of the most influential and inspirational people in my life has been Coach Javanka Ward, our former coach. Mm-hmm. Just kind of being with me when I was in 8th grade and then freshman year winning a championship. And she's gone through it. She played college basketball. She's a high school coach. She was a former college coach. Just kind of something that I would be interested in. So she was always there, like whenever anybody on our team needed her. So I feel like she's one of the people in my life that's been really inspirational.
Okay, how about you, Shelby?
I think my brother, besides my dad, he played college basketball at Jacksonville University. He played overseas, and he teaches me the ropes about how to react to people, how to, do different things on the court. So I really.
Well, I tell you what, girls, y'all are delightful young ladies first. You're champions second, and I know that's important to you. You got a chance to do it again, Hannah, so we'll expect to see you back here next year if everything goes well. But Shelby, best of luck to you in your college career and also in your studies and whatever you might end up doing one day. But congratulations on that state championship, okay?
Thank you.
So we've had another wonderful evening, 2 outstanding coaches, outstanding athletes. That's what high school athletics is all about, folks. And so we'll get together and do it again next week. Until then, though, what the snapper always says, bicycle.